Yeah. So what you said, that's absolutely correct. You can teach people, but they still have to put in the work to to get to where they need to get to, because it's just the chops. You just got to do it multiple time to get it. But Brian is my student as well. Is actually one of my very, very early student who paid me a lot of money to teach him mixing. I think he paid me probably close to like $2,000, and I gave him all the tricks, and his mix was sounding good. This was 2020, I think it was 2021 or 2022. I gave him a bunch of stuff, and his mix was sounding good to the point that his partner, because he had a friend who they started a recording studio together. His partner started to hear his mix, and his partner was like, what are you doing, bro? His mix is sounding good. And it was like, man, I met this Grammy-nominated engineer on Fiverr. It's been teaching me. So the guy said, can I come to your class? So he came to one of our classes. And the guy came and told me this story by himself. Like, I heard his mix. I'm like, yo, your mix is trash. How it come is sounding good? So then he brought the guy. So, I let him come in the class. So I give him both class some sessions. And after a while, it stopped coming because it was working. It couldn't really make all the classes. So now from what we just heard, that means it stopped practicing. And that's why it was going back to his old ways, because it's easy to just fall back to that old habit, old
I
bad programming.
Yes, but
Yeah.
to me, I'm looking at audio engineer just like how I look at and music. Like back in Jamaica, right?
Hmm.
I created like 3 songs per day.
What?
Yeah.
That's a
All
lot of song.
all my focus was just being an artist. So it takes me like 20 minutes the most for a song.
Hmm.
Yeah. So with that level of practice, you get what I'm saying? Like my cousin said to me, like, bro, I think you should teach people how to create music. Like, you know,
You probably
because
should.
I gave him like a lot of insight and music. Yeah, a lot of insight and beat. Like, you know, so I'm looking at mixing from this standpoint. Like all my errors that I put inside and where I'm at. No, I can't go back. It's like if 20 years, if it's 20 years, I know this. It's in my head at this moment. Bro, from
Mm.
the base, come straight down, right, to 20 hertz, your stuff need to look like this. If it's not like this, you're doing something wrong. I'm not going back. I can't go back. I put in all the hours to learn. Like I'm turning up stuff. I'm just turning them up just to turn them up. Say, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't get the concept. You get what I'm saying? Your stuff need to look like this. When the vocal comes in, it look like this. So I know that. So you get what I'm saying? So I guess that's me. So the hours that I put in, like that song, right? Like that song that I sent you,
Hmm.
I started like 2 days before. Like I just started. Like, I spend more time mixing the song than creating the song.
Yeah.
I just started, record it, and then start mixing. So at this moment, I can't go back. Everything has to be in key, and my stuff gotta look just like it's on a hill. and when my vocal comes in, everything flats out completely. That's
Yeah.
individual. That's, but you know, you telling a young producer this, they're not gonna get it. You know, they gotta go through the process because their mind is gonna tell them things. Bro, you need to turn these keys up. You need to turn this bell up. The bell is in the high frequency. How high are you gonna turn these bells up? You need to turn them down. They're already in the high frequency. Don't turn them up. You're gonna kill the vocal. Now, you know, a young a young producer hearing these things, they're like, okay, all right, cool. You know, you're not there. We're just talking theory here. You're not there.
Yeah.
You gotta struggle in this area, and then you learn. Like, you know, your own mistakes and your own arrogance whip you, and then you're like, okay, all right, cool. I'm gonna stop doing that
Yeah.
now. Yeah, so yeah, take me up on the offer. Interviewing producers out of Jamaica, young producers, how they mix. You get what I'm saying? How they do
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Let's do this. You set it up and I'll come. Just tell me, give me the link, I'll show up.
All right, all right, all right. So
Yeah.
guess what? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that with. I'm gonna mix it. I'm gonna do songwriting, artist development, and music production. And you're gonna be on the section of the music production. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're gonna be on that section because to me, you know, I spend a lot of hours doing this, and I know a lot of people out there doing the same thing. And now everyone is a audio engineer, so definitely, there's a lot of, you know, um, I,
Yeah,
yeah, there's a lot of misconception out there, a lot.
yeah. I'm trying to fill the class with some students.
And
So
I
I'm
know I know you're trying to do that. That is the reason why I'm suggesting this because you know, we spoke about this, so you know.
yeah, I brought the oh yeah, I was gonna text you during the week, but I don't know why I didn't send. I already tapped the text, but I forgot to hit send. You know, I was at work. So what the new thing I'm thinking I should do is I want to get your opinion on this. So I wanted to reduce it to $5 so that it's easy for more people to come in so they
It's
can
you want to
so
make it affordable.
yeah, but check this out though. I want them to come in to come and consume some of the content. Then to come to a class like this that we're doing one-on-one, they have to pay maybe, I don't know, I'm thinking maybe $50 a month or $29 or something like that. I don't
Okay,
know yet. So to them for them to be able to come to the class like this you and I are doing, they'll have to
right.
upgrade to get to that. So that's what I'm thinking. To get more people in here, then it'll be easier to sell them
Yeah.
the other higher class. So
I'm with you, you know, and yeah, we I told you about the whole YouTube thing already, so I'm not gonna go over that again, but yeah, I get it. As I
yeah,
said before, whatever, yeah, whatever you're doing and you need my help in any shape or form, just let me know. And
yeah.
I will set up my stuff and start making videos, start doing all of this because I want to cut through the noise. I don't care. You need result. You don't need me in your face. You need result, and I'm bringing you result. I'm not here to um take your money and not giving you any result. That's not what I'm here for. Like, all right, in my musical journey, I get a lot of help from a lot of people. You get what I'm saying? Which I'm indebted to them based on the knowledge that they share at this moment, and it helped me a lot on my journey, you know. And they're not there giving me any misinformation. Like my mixing journey and YouTube, um, busy works beat. Bro, that guy dropped a lot of free gem in the FL Studio, bro. You know, I learned sound design from that guy. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? When it comes on to music production and mixing the vocal and stuff, you know, that's where I gotta go to somewhere else. And there I met you. You
Mm.
get what I'm saying? So I'm not
Yeah.
saying you're gonna learn everything from this one person. You get what I'm saying? Depends on the depth of what this person have to offer, because some people is a good beat maker, but they're not a good you can't learn from this person based on what they're teaching in this aspect. But definitely you may be hear somebody else and you're like, whoa, I get it. Something like light bulbs goes off in your head, like you said.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me clarify this. You say you care about results, which
Yes.
which is I agree with that 100% because there's a lot of when I was learning how to mix, there are gurus that people celebrate that this guy is pro, but when I listen to their mix, I don't like it. For some reason, I don't like their mix. So, and so I stop listening to what they're saying because I don't like their work. So the same goes for, anyone out there, if you're a young producer, you're trying to, because somebody is teaching does not mean you should do everything they tell you to do. If they're not giving you the type of result that you want, then that's not the person to listen to. You need to find somebody else that you like their result. And I'm glad that you're saying that because I'm that way too. And I used to fall for that. Just say, okay, it's teaching how to mix. I don't know how to mix. Let me just pay attention to them. But once I get to the point I hear their mixes, I'm like, that don't sound good. So why am I listening to this guy? Then eh, I started finding, gems on my own. And there are very few people that I like their mixes. And I've told you this multiple times. Jason, I like Jason's mixes. I like Sabangania's mixes. I like Felten mix. I like Dave Pensado's mix, which is Jason Joshua's mentor. And when it comes to vocal mixing, hands down, no one can touch Gadget. Have you seen Gadget? Do you know what Gadget look like?
No, you know,
Let me
you
show
told
you.
me that he's a Jamaican. I
Is
no.
a Jamaican. Gadget is a beast. Like that guy, he's in Canada. So he's in Canada. I don't know if he's still.
So yeah, after you show me Gadget, do you know of the Genius?
Yeah, I don't really like his stuff like that.
You know, like how the Genius mix.
I don't really know his mix. I actually never really I know they say he mixed some Jay-Z stuff and I've listened to him, but for some reason I've never really dug into his stuff like that. So you may have to tell me
Yeah, Russian.
what was Russian?
Never heard of Russian?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, Drake, nothing was the same. Noah Shabib 40 and Noah Gadget Campbell. Noah Gadget Campbell is the mixer. He's mixed a whole bunch of Drake's stuff. I don't know if he still does that now. I kind of doubt it, but let me show you his face so you know. His name is Noah Campbell, and they call him Gadget because he loves a lot of gears. This is the guy. You see, he's a Rasta man right there.
Put it up on the screen. I'm not seeing it.
Oh, I'm not sharing the screen.
No.
Oh, can you see?
Go ahead. Put it up now. I'm not seeing it.
You're not seeing it yet?
No. I end my share screen, so
Okay.
yeah, you share your screen.
Do you see my screen now?
Yeah.
You see, he's a
This
Rasta man.
this is the guy?
This is the guy. This is the beast right here. This guy, my opinion. This is my opinion. This guy's mix beats it beats all the US top 40 mixer engineers. This guy beats everybody hands down. And uh, it's not my opinion alone. You have to hear it from Noah 40. You have to hear him from Noah 40 say it. It said it. I'm like, no. When I went to go listen, this guy, this is Drake's producer. It said it. Like Drake's album, he took it to every top engineer in the US. None of them sound close to him. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. I started doing the research on my own. I started comparing that mix to all the mixes in the top 40 here because that's how I learned my mixing. After I stopped doing the bull crap, just listen to what people saying on YouTube, and I
Right.
started doing my own research. I started doing dissection, paying attention to all the top mixes on the top songs. So when I started listening to Drake mixes, I'm like, this mix sound different. There's something else going on here. And I heard him say, I'm like, I don't believe it. So I started listening to all Drake's album. I have studied a bunch of Drake's album mixes. Like I've done this for like 2 years. Just I have all this stuff in there. Like Drake's album, I just listen to him one by one, one by one. But let me just share my stuff with you so you can see what I've done. So it's not like I'm just I'm just saying stuff that
Yeah, I know you're not. I know you're not saying stuff. I know that.
I don't say stuff unless I've done it. So because I hate when people give me wrong information. That's one of my pet peeves. So when I'm giving you information, you better believe it's tested. So so if I type Drake in here, is my hard drive connected? Okay. See, what do you see here? Can you read what this says?
You used to call, you used to call me on my cell.
So that's titled Drake Gadget Favorite Mix 2024. This is
Right.
just one of them. I have multiple that I've studied over the years. So Drake mix stem, God's plant stem. You see, I have all the stems of Drake mixes that I've studied most of for a long time. Forever mix stem. This forever mix is the best. You hear this mix, there is nothing close to this mix right here. I'm gonna play it for you so you can hear it. This is a Drake mix that everybody jump on this song. Lil Wayne was on it, Kanye was on it. Who else was on it? Eminem was on it. That mix is fire. And I believe it was mixed by No 40. Not No 40, Gadget. So what other stem of Drake stuff that I have on here? Okay, yeah, this is one of the study that I did. So I put all my Drake's favorite mixes I record them together in one strip, and I did a stem breakdown of each song. That is a fire study, bro. So I'm hearing different side of the mix of different song of different album that I love. I'm listening to what they're doing in there. I could do that for days. Just getting gems, listening to the the tone, how they're processing their kicking. Let me just show you what I do, man. So this is the Forever mix that I believe was one of the baddest mix ever, the baddest rap song mix. Let me know if you can hear this.
Yeah, I'm hearing it. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna see if it's stereo. Are we still in stereo? Let me check that. Okay, we're in stereo. Perfect. Okay, I think I bring out the wrong file. What's going on here?
Maybe you're playing the you could separate them by group if you're missing
No,
something.
I'm trying to see vocals, drums. I think this should be right. Let me see.
Out the vocal right there. Where the rapping start, take out the vocal, let me see. Because this is like some unorthodox stuff.
This I told you this mix is the baddest mix. This is like if a mix is getting an award, this should be they should put this on a mountain somewhere. Like everybody should go there and just do this. Listen to the process on this drums, the vocal.
Last name ever.
Hear how that snare drum is whacking.
Yeah.
Okay, so you wanted to hear the vocals without the
No,
vocal.
Yeah. I want to see even on the spectrum, right?
Yeah, they're not doing that tone down snare drum because this song it needs that snare to be whacking for
Right.
that type of energy. But
Uh,
trust me, when the
I,
vocal came in, the vocal dominated. But you know why? Because the vocal has a lot of saturation going on. The frequency is so full, so nothing can stop the vocal from shining. So let me play the vocal alone.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with. Started off local, but thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name basis.
Remember what I told you about Drake vocal? You see this?
Right.
Remember I said that last session, right?
Yes.
You see this? Look at this. This is the fundamental of his vocal. That's the fundamental frequency is lower than all the harmonics and the overtones. Huh?
There's still a lot of room inside there for the vocal.
Yeah, there's still room in there. And check this section right here. You see the 7K? You see that roll down on the snare drum?
Right.
That's how the presence of Drake able to pop through. Now, when I put the vocals back in, you're gonna see this place jump up. Yeah,
Wow.
this
That,
mix is a
that's
monster,
fire.
man.
That's fire.
Everybody, that's the reason why everybody, all the greatest rappers jump on this beat because of, I don't know, maybe it's the mix or it just sounds so good.
I think it's a mix. I think it's
It
a
has
mix.
to
It's
be the
fire.
mix. Yeah.
Business, if you get down in the mall, business, killing all these rappers.
Okay, now let me prove what I said about Drake vocal. Pay attention to the other greatest artists on this track.
No, their vocal drop right down to the bottom. Like
Exactly what I'm saying.
even Lil Wayne vocal. It's like, bro, where are you?
Exactly what I'm
like,
saying, bro.
I'm like, where are you? Like, you get what I'm saying? It's
The engineer, they get paid like 15 grand to 20 grand for mixes. These are the top engineers in the US. Do you think Drake, not Drake, Lil Wayne engineer is an amateur that's learning on YouTube? No, it's not. Do you think Kanye West engineer is learning on YouTube or is one of the greatest engineer? What about Eminem right here?
Like bozos, he's wondering if he should spit this slow. Fuck no, go for broke. His cup just wanna throw, but oh no, he ain't had him.
That's Eminem. That's all these people work for a label. Now we're gonna play them and go to Drake vocal.
But thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name. This since the last time that he overdosed. Hopped up in my car and told my chauffeur to the in your city faded off the brown. Nino, I want this shit forever, man. G4 pilots on a first New Orleans, and I will never stop like I'm now super bad chicks giving me mixed love. And thanks to all the haters, I know G4 pilots on a first name.
Yeah, but you could tell that vocal is not close to Drake. There is some type of phasing going on with the separation. So yeah, so you're not hearing the clarity. But
yeah, but we get it. We get it.
You can tell that the vocals is not close at all.
No, not close.
Me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story was different with me.
Compared to
Giving me mixed love, and you would think I ran a world harvest. Step up to that target. If I had one slow, fuck no, go for broke. His cup just wanna throw, but don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you love, you know.
Do you hear that, bro?
I'm listening. I heard it. I heard everything.
What is going on in that vocal?
I heard everything, bro. I heard everything.
Man,
so
I told you.
You said Gadget is the guy behind this?
Yes, that monster Gadget. And is in Canada. It's not in let me see. I'm trying to go back to
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, we're gonna do that podcast, bro, because definitely, you know,
Yeah, Gadget. I don't know. I haven't seen any. The only video of him that I know. Okay, this is No 40 talking about Gadget. I want you to hear from the horse's mouth, like they say.
When you went to audio school, talk about
Can you see and hear this or no?
I'm not seeing it. I'm hearing it though.
Okay, let me. You have to see
It,
it. You have to.
is that on YouTube?
It is on YouTube, but I'm not sure. Let me see. How can I share my entire screen actually?
I saw it. I just not it's not
Okay,
okay.
you see it now?
Yeah, I'm seeing it now.
This is Drake's
That's
producer interviewed by top Grammy, multiple Grammy engineer Deb Pensado, who who's a teacher to the guy that I told you I like his mix, Jason Joshua.
right.
This is a Pensado place. It's like the place where you interview producers and engineers.
you brought him up, and I know that it was an influence when you went to audio school. Talk about Gadget, man. Just
Yeah, please, please. He's my favorite mixer. So it just worked out for me. And then on top of that, he's different. He's unorthodox. He's not your average cat. He didn't learn from everybody else. And he didn't, we're up here in Canada. We're pretty isolated. We don't have access to all of those things that people might have access to down in America and people
Right.
and resources. So, I mean, like, yeah, he mixes in Nuendo. I mean, Cubase now, because Nuendo just died, or they stopped producing Nuendo. Steinberg killed Nuendo at some point a few years ago. But like Nuendo to the death, like, right? No Pro Tools, it's Slow Tools. Everything is Slow Tools, right? He's Nuendo. He's a Nuendo guy. And to his credit, Nuendo and the power and the processing, what he was able to do on that platform over the last decade was extremely impressive.
No, no, that's not the full interview. I have to find the full interview for you. You need to hear the full interview because he's talked about how when he was doing Drake's album, he had to shop the mixes around to different top producers, engineer, and nobody could touch what Gadget was doing. So that's what I'm looking for. Where's that video at? Yeah, One Dance. That song is a song that I use. I put it on one of the top reference when I do any mix. One Dance is the
Mhm.
song. That song, I thought I was the only one that thought that mix was one of the greatest mix until I heard Dave Pensado said the same thing about that song. Like Gadget, that boy, that man.
So you could just type in maybe Noel interview with
What is that? Is that coming from you or me?
I have no idea where it's coming from. It's not coming from me.
What is that?
Hold on, give me a moment. Give me a minute.
Hmm.
While you find this.
good. The correlation, the coaching is great. The leadership is great.
I mean, that's a whole other battle, right? But I mean, just from the sonics of the mix and understanding what I love about how he approaches records, I've just learned over the 10 years, 1 and 2. Then I take those files and deliver them together.
That much less anything else. Amazing.
Yeah, I still don't know all of his secrets but aside from that, he's my favorite mixer. It was like a legacy of rap music and stuff. And from my Logitech camera here isn't very good.
We have those as well.
So I just put a little lav on. I mean, yeah, it's going through an API 512. It's got a Magen 2 on it. I mean, I can fix her up if she doesn't sound nice. What was I talking about though? Sorry, Scott.
Michael Jackson had left.
Right. So Noel had to go into the studio and clean up his stuff. Like his stuff was still all over the producer's desk, and
Amazing.
He was the last one in there, and no one had been in that room, and they don't do. I need to add the progressions and the timing and the pieces and right now. So it's like,
I love
funny. But I was working away and just like, through my mind thinking about, the mastering process and what that means in 2020 and like, how far am I going? Where am I at? How far am I going to push this? How hot on this platform? Pick a final state thing. 20.
You got a constant,
but make sure that Marvin's Room and One Dance are my two favorite songs. You mixed, I think you mixed Marvin's Room.
Yeah.
And man, when I heard that, I told my assistant, this is going to change music. This is going to change music. And it wouldn't be the first time that you and your team have done that. Can you explain some of the process, excuse me, that I'm sure you were terrified when you were ready to release it, because that's where we always get the reality sets in that this is going to stick around forever and people are going to make fun of me forever. But tell me your process, if you can.
I think like that record's a difficult one for me to separate the mixing and sort of mastering of that record from the production of it, because the production was also really unorthodox. So it demanded an unorthodox mix, right? It demanded the mix to be in that space to even make it make sense. And so that really started with Drake being the one to stop me from finishing the production of the record. Because a lot of the times when I'm producing a record, I'm thinking of it as a mixer. So I'm listening to it saying, well, cool, but it's missing too many frequencies. Like there's too many sonic holes in this. Like I need to fill this out. I've got way more work to do. I need to add the progressions and the timing and the pieces. And there's so much more to this, and Drake really like stopped me in my tracks to be like, no, stop. Don't touch it. Right. So I think that put me in a position where the mix.
Okay. I'm going to go pick up, my food outside. Just let this keep going. It's about to start talking about Gadget.
All right, go ahead.
Had to be really just different. So it pushed boundaries because the actual production of the song sort of called for it, I think, most importantly. But that was also at the time when, me and Gadget were just getting into the world of America, if you will, we were starting to get that sort of national stage, international stage, I should say, where people were really paying attention to the music we were making and people were really listening to those records. And so I think that's really the epitome of sort of Gadget sound. And I wish I could describe that as like the sound that I heard coming out of his Event Precision 8s. When I first heard one of his mixes when I was an intern at his studio and I was sitting there in that little B room like, wow, like how does it sound so good? Like how did he do this? Like this is just insane. And that was something I've been chasing for my whole life, right? Like that feeling and that moment of like something sounding that good, and it's a very interesting balance, and it's a lot to do with Bottom End and his bass and where he would sit things sonically. So I think this was just me chasing that sound, and it just gotten to a point where I was, that's what that ended up being. So I think it was a few things coming together at once,
Marvin's Room is named after Marvin Gaye, as you know, but
Yes.
for our audience that might not know,
Correct.
was there any influences that you felt because of the previous presence of him in that room? I know that's kind of corny, but I did kind of
Well, yes, without question. So what I'll tell you is, I don't know if I ever shared with you the Michael Jackson story, but when we first showed up to Marvin's Room, so if I'm not mistaken, I mean, I would have to really do some number crunching in my mind, but if I'm not mistaken, we made Marvin's Room on the first session we had at Marvin's Room, right?
Wow.
And I'm pretty sure Drake didn't show up. And so I just like sat there like making beats, you know, in this like incredible studio, and just like called them Marvin's Room, or called the beat Marvin's Room. And that just ended up being the working title, that ended up being the song title. And because of its legacy attached to it, we were super happy with that being the title. I think it sort of made sense at the time. But when we had first arrived there, Noel, who was my assistant at the time, and of course is now Drake's engineer and also a producer for him, Noel had to go into the studio and remove all this stuff that Michael had left there because no one had touched it since he'd been there.
Wow. And ladies and gentlemen, that is an OVO mic, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
New line.
Well, actually, funny enough, like I just hate the quality of the microphones that come out of the Zoom meetings and stuff, and from my Logitech camera here isn't very good.
We have those as well.
So I just put a little lav on. I mean, yeah, it's going through an API 512. It's got a Mogi 2 on it. I mean, I can fix her up if she doesn't sound nice. What was I talking about though? Sorry, Scott.
Michael Jackson had left.
Right. So Noel had to go into the studio and clean up his stuff. Like his stuff was still all over the producer's desk, and he was the last one in there, and no one had been in that room. And they don't really rent that studio, as you guys are aware. It's not that type of space, and so there was energy in that room, to say the least. You know, and of course the stories of Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, did he start talking about Gadget yet?
Yeah, he spoke about him briefly, and he was he went to his as an internship at his studio and listening to his son and wanted to recreate it.
Oh, so should I keep going, or you want me to fast forward, find where he started talking about him?
No, he mentioned him a little bit. I don't know if he mentioned anything else about him, but
Yeah, the Holy Foundation. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's start from here.
And I know that it was an influence when you went to audio school. Talk about Gadget, man. Just
Yeah, please.
So it goes beyond just his influence from a mixing standpoint for me. It was like a legacy of rap music in Canada. Like Gadget as a black man bringing rap music to the forefront to people in this country was a big deal. You have to understand, this is alternative Canada in the 90s.
Yeah.
We're rock and roll to the death.
Yeah.
Rap music doesn't exist here.
Right.
Regardless of the fact that, you know, people like Michie Mee were a part of BDP, which most people don't even understand or know. I mean, that's how far back the pedigree of Toronto rap history goes. But Gadget was responsible for a lot of music, a lot of people's careers, a lot of people having the opportunity and the chance to make music, having access to machines, to MPCs, to ASRs, to SB1200s. It was Gadget that was lending these people these things, opening these doors to people that other white people in Canada weren't opening their doors to, right? Gadget was opening those doors. So, I mean, he is responsible for everything here. So a lot of this for me, when I was a kid now, was recognizing also that holy smokes, my favorite producer in the world is Socrates. But guess what? Every Socrates beat I've ever heard in my life is mixed by Gadget, right?
Mhm.
There's something going on here. In fact, everything Gadget mixes is incredible. In fact, all my favorite songs and producers are mixed by Gadget. Like, and so when I clicked in on that is when I started chasing him from like an audio engineering standpoint. But I mean, aside from that, he is the godfather. He literally is responsible and has had his hand in everything that has come out of this city for the last 20 years. It's incredibly impressive. And after me and Drake blew up, you know, and things started going so well for Drake, a lot of it for me was like coming back and giving credit where it was due and putting on a pedestal that guy that deserved to be on a pedestal. So, but aside from that, he's my favorite mixer. So it just worked out
Pay
for
attention.
me. And then on top of that, he's different. He's unorthodox. He's not your average cat. He didn't learn from everybody else. And he didn't, you know, we're up here in Canada. We're pretty isolated. We don't have access to all of those things that people might have access to down in America and people and resources. So, I mean, like, yeah, he mixes in Nuendo. I mean, Cubase now, because Nuendo just died, or they stopped producing Nuendo. Steinberg killed Nuendo at some point a few years ago. But like Nuendo to the death, like, right? No Pro Tools, it's Slow Tools. Everything is Slow Tools, right? He's Nuendo. He's a Nuendo guy. And to his credit, Nuendo and the power and the processing, what he was able to do on that platform over the last decade was extremely impressive, right? And so he was just working in a way that nobody else was working in. He understood things a little differently. He was breaking rules I didn't see anybody else break. And my mic's gonna fall the whole time, I'm sorry. And he came from a different school, right? He came from like a Jamaican bass, loud sound system school.
Mhm.
And he was a teacher at a school called Trebas in Toronto, speaking of schools. So, I mean, he had the pedigree and the knowledge, but he was also just came from a different place, you know? And so that was always what intrigued me about him and why I was so drawn to him.
Mhm.
And that was his intern. I was chasing that sound that I heard in that room that one day, you know? But this is all before, this is why I wanted to be his intern, you know?
One Dance is my second favorite Drake song, and it was mixed by him. I think I'm a pretty good engineer, and I tried to copy that song, still do, and I can't even come close. I can't. I mean, with the concept of your lo-fi underwater stuff, and then him jumping on that, it's beyond me to be able to do. I just can't. I can't even get the kick drum to sound like that, much less anything else. It's amazing.
Yeah, I still don't know all of his secrets or tricks or what he's doing, you know? Well, what I can tell you is that what he taught me is how to bus and how to set up my mixes. And, you know, I'm not sure how much his process has changed over the years, but, you know, in the beginning, it was like kick bus, snare bus, hat bus, drum bus, music bus, sub mix bus. Like there was just 20 buses by the time you got to the mix. It was insanity. And you couldn't do that in Pro Tools back in the day. You were running into too much latency. I mean, I couldn't, not without the craziest HD rigs of all time, right?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do those type of things.
Yeah.
I had to be coming straight out 1 and 2 almost always to make sure I was okay, you know? Gadget, what he was doing in Nuendo and Cubase, holy smokes, that stuff was wild. And so, but I'm not sure about where he's at these days. I mean, so I'm not sure, but that much I can tell you about his process.
But let's be completely clear. You're
all in the box though, Dave. So you know that he's completely in the box.
Yeah, of course.
And headphones, guys, headphones, eh?
Yeah, but there's something else.
Did you hear that? Bro, are you still there?
Bro, listen. My girlfriend asked me yesterday if I want to do music because I'm a Jamaican, and I turned to her and I'm like, look, Jamaican doesn't have any, you know, that don't have anything to do with me doing music. You know, I love music. That's why I do it. I don't do it because I got a culture behind it. or you get what I'm saying? It's an outside influence. I have no outside influence in me doing music. Whatever I put out, it's coming straight from me. Like it's coming solely from me. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, there may be some outside influence pertaining to certain things, but that is like minimal to my production. So you know, the source is advancing what is there, not being a main source like people, you know. So yo, I don't know. I
Yeah, but
think
anyway, I wanted you to pay attention that it's saying Gadget mixes with his headphone
yeah,
and
I
on the
heard all
computer.
of that in Nuendo,
Yeah, bro. Let's keep
bro.
going. Let's keep going.
Nuendo. A
Yeah.
lot of these people don't know about Nuendo.
Yeah. I used to work on Nuendo in Nigeria way back in
Yeah.
2005.
You getting that sound from Nuendo, bro?
Hmm.
Nuendo?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about acid or innuendo. They
Hmm.
don't.
I work on Acid, Soundforge, Nuendo,
Audio
Sona,
Edition,
Sona, exactly. Audio Edition, Adobe Edition, Audition.
the Vegas,
Yeah, Vegas. I used Vegas for mastering back then. Soundforge for mastering, Vegas for mastering, Acid Pro.
Acid Pro.
Hmm.
This is what I'm saying. All in the box, giving you all
All in the
that
box.
sound. Come on.
Yeah, let's keep going. I hope we drop some gems. Let's keep going.
Jose.
Yeah, but there's something else here. You're a major contributor to all of that too. I mean,
We work as a team, right? We're a tandem, you know, we go back and forth. And the way we do things and the way I get the best results with Gadget is that I take the record, say, from 1985, who produced it. Well, I mean, I take it from, you know, me and Noel, we make it with Drake, but 85 produced it. We get everything put together and we have the session. And me and Drake essentially mix it the best we can. You know, I do the best job I can do, get approval from Drake, get him to sign off on that final reference. Like, hey, this is the best we can do. Like, are you sure? Is this your favorite version? Show me another version you like more. Okay, let me go back. Is this your favorite version? Because before I deliver it to Gadget, I got to know this is what you like. Because if there's another version you like more and I'm delivering Gadget something that's different, what fight is he fighting? He's got to make it as good as the older version that you like more. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. We have to start with Gadget from the point that you are totally happy. Then I have to be able to stem that out. I've got to get it into Cubase, guys.
Wow.
OMF is bullshit. There's nothing I can do. I mean, if there is, please, God, somebody in the universe enlighten me. But like the only safe, scientifically proven, 100% sample for sample, guaranteeing me everything is proper way for me to do it is to make sure that everything is coming out 1 and 2 when I'm printing those refs. Then I get Drake to prove a ref that has everything coming out 1 and 2. Then I take those files and deliver them to Gadget. Then Gadget mixes that. And when he pulls up those files to 0, they're mixed. Now the gain structure is all over the map. Now we're digital. I'm not pushing this through an analog console. Everything I do is digital. So there's no signal loss or noise floor introduced. But the gain structure is all over the map, which again is a digital, it's okay. But those faders are zeroed and the mix is done. That's where Gadget starts.
That's where he starts.
Then he goes.
Wow.
Now, what I get back from that might be disastrous. And Drake might, well, hold on, might be incredible, but then Drake might be like, what the fuck did you do to my song, right? Because what he's delivered is what he thinks is his final best mix he can deliver. Gadget takes it that step further. Now, certain records, Drake knows and recognizes, I want to see what Gadget's going to do. Something's kind of wrong here, but I know once Gadget gets his hands on this, it's going to sound incredible. And then we know I'll try to take it to that place. And what I'll say is that over the last 10 years of mixing Drake records with Gadget, which we do in this sort of tandem way, especially now, I've learned a lot, you know, just sonically. And again, no secrets, no tricks, no, oh, turn this down 3 dB and that up 60. No, none of that shit. Just, I got used to it. I know where the bass should sit now.
Right.
I know where he turns things up to. I can hear what frequencies I'm missing. It's just time. And just eventually I just started to hear the shit. Now it's just a fight of compression and loudness. I mean, that's a whole other battle, right? But I mean, just from the sonics of the mix and understanding what I love about how he approaches records, I've just learned over the 10 years, you know? And I've been learning from him since I showed up in his studio in 2004. But for 10 years, I can say we've been mixing Drake records since we mixed, or he mixed Light Up on, and what's it called? Couple records on Shot For Me on Thank Me Later. So it's been 10 years. That was 2010. So.
At some point in time, the mythical Gadget just has to walk through the frame.
Yeah.
So we can say, "Oh my God, that's him," and hands on him. You know, one of the things that I admire from, you know, my position is that OVO in general feels fearless. You guys are following your instincts, building major, sizable things. This is not an organization that thinks little, but still follows. It feels like you follow your intuition and your instinct. All of you, Oliver, Drake, yourself, but it doesn't get in the way of the music. The music is protected, and
well, we have an incredible leader. You know, we have an incredible leader that inspires all of us to do great things and to be great at what we do, and we have to work hard to achieve that, of course. And I think that's most important, right? And he protects the music and understands how to manage relationships, and I also understand that. I'm very conscious of managing creative relationships and protecting them from all the other nonsense that can swirl around in this business. So as long as we all understand that for each other and with each other, and we have a great leader to look up to who keeps inspiring us to work hard and do great things. I mean, that's why I think we're in the position we're in.
And I think this, just really quickly, part of the correlation is Dave and I often refer to what we do and what the community does. There are sports analogies here. And, you know, when I think about OVO.
Okay. They're not talking about Gadget anymore. But anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you for this information, because I didn't know that you know, a Jamaican is one of like the godfather in the mixing in the rap game. Look, bro, I know we're doing unorthodox stuff in Jamaica, but I didn't know we're at this level, because this guy is all in the box using Nuendo, and now he's using Cubase. I mean, all right. I want to share my screen with you, right? So today, right? As we presently speaks, you got a few producers in Jamaica, right? You got a few producers in Jamaica. This is one of them. Let me grab his stuff. This one is called The Genius, right?
Make her get wild and misbehave. Open up like a book like 50 Shades. We draw near and kiss the ears. Take a boy, girl, no ask if me care. No discussion. If I know the G, then I Russian. Give you something with substance. Yeah. Chapter 1. Baby, I'm if you be your man. Some bad position and tell you if you move your hand. Fi true. Picture we in a chapter 2. From the bed to the balcony to top of your roof, you know see. Nobody not do it like me. Touch up on your G, you wet up chapter 3 and 4. Have your full attention now. So put a number in on my phone, cause I don't wanna judge a book by the cover. But the way me see I bend over. For you I'm falling, falling, falling. Yeah, baby, can't tell say you're freaky, and I wanna keep your secrets. You got me falling, falling. Love story, just give me.
Your thoughts?
Sounds good.
So yeah.
Did you get the stems?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So I wanna see what's going on. I'm not hearing anything. Your door is not coming out. Did you share sound? Oh, yeah,
Hold on.
you did share sound, but I don't know, your door is not coming from, the sound is not coming from the door.
Hold on. Oh shoot, sorry about that. All right. Coming
Okay,
up.
yeah.
We draw near and kiss the ears. Take a boy, girl, no ask if me care. No discussion. If I know the G, then I Russian. Give you something with substance. Yeah. Chapter 1. Baby, I'm if you be.
That vocal is good.
The bed to the balcony to top of your roof, you know see. Nobody not do it like me. Touch up on your G, you wet up chapter 3 and 4. Have your full attention now. So put a number in on my phone, cause I don't wanna judge a book by the cover. But the way me see I bend over. For you I'm falling, falling, falling. Yeah, baby, can't tell say you're freaky, and I wanna keep your secrets. You got me falling, falling. Love story, just give me a drive to show you. Know you are go rate it. Don't know what them boy they got them style outdated. Me and chick make your jaws fly. BG, know you have a little on the tide, don't waste it. If you tell me if you shoot up a club, me nah grace it. Whoever get it na the back of a Mercedes. Baby, you have the stamina, me no careless. I your world, make me save it. I don't wanna judge a book by the cover, but the way me see I bend over. For you I'm falling, falling, falling. Yeah, baby, can't tell say you're freaky, and I wanna keep your secrets. You got me falling, falling. Love story.
Yeah, you see how Doctor clap and snares for the
Yeah.
vocals. That's why that vocal is so bright.
Freestyle.
Yeah,
Look-
so this is the guy right here.
Yo, what up? This is The Genius. We're about to do the breakdown for my new song with Jada Kingdom, GPP. About to show you the production, how it all came together, so let's go. Before I even started like really putting down the parts into Ableton, I kind of had the concept in my head, like I was listening to a lot of like Motown, that kind of vibe, like 60s, 70s, older American music, why that music feels a certain way and it evokes a certain emotion. And I just had a crazy idea of what if you have a song that does that, but lyrically it's like saying something crazy that evokes a different type of emotion. So I think the GPP, I started with like the chords. So it sounds like really old school vibe. It's like really simple, like progression like that. So I usually nowadays, mostly I focus on the melody parts first, especially now that I'm doing more songwriting. So I like to start, because I think for GPP, I just had the keys down. So I kind of just had the chords running while trying to figure out like what the structure of the song could be like, the bass. And a big part of like music that sounds like this is like the feel, because that's one of the main things I realized about that timeline of music. The feel was super important. So, I mean, if you get a little technical, a lot of the stuff isn't really like on the grid like